There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because we're not going to be used. Fear is not going to be something that we're going to. That's going to be what drives our country. We're not going to be scared of Muslims or immigrants or women. We're not actually afraid of anything. So we're not going to use fear. So that's not going to be an issue. I think it is. If you're asking if it's a harbinger, I think that. And I think you would agree, and I think we all sort of see it. I think that's sort of landed in a way. Trump is actually a result, in many ways, of the fact that much of the news programs didn't follow up and ask tough questions. That's the truth. It was, it's really easy because your numbers go up. All these cable news numbers, there's 24-hour news doesn't mean you get more news. It just means you get the same news more. So the more and more and more you hear, these guys, the ratings go up because they can show an empty podium saying Donald Trump is about to speak, as opposed to taking those 30 seconds and saying, well, let's talk about refugees, which is the biggest crisis that's going on in the world right now. Would really all of the corporations fall on their knees if we did actually inform a little bit? So I think that this movie is pointing at and talking about one of the things I think that is a great disaster in the way we inform ourselves right now, which is we've lost the ability to get to and tell the truth and get to the facts.
Do you feel that?
I do not feel unsafe in any way. I feel completely embraced and safe and happy in this collection of close friends. And having never been here before, this is so crazy and wonderful and such a wild celebration of cinema. And it's such a thrill for me to be here with Jack, who's the only person who might be slightly less scared than me, but we're on par. But he conceals it better.
The official selection with the likes of Almodovar and Jarmusch. I wonder, this is a big studio production.
It's an extraordinary moment the first time I came here, I was 12 years old, and everything was a little bit different. It was much more chaotic then. Photographers were everywhere. There were no barricades, really, to speak of. There was no palais. It was, the red carpet was kind of at the Carlton, I think. And that really was, even though I had been an actor for quite a while and had made many movies, it really was the beginning of my life as an actor. And my life changed completely from then on. And then to return here 40 years later, we did win the Palme d'Or then, so that was nice. But to return here 40 years later as a director is the greatest honor because it's really the place for auteur filmmakers.
I need to ask a question from Ms. Foster.
I'm going to consider it hugely complimentary that people ask me if I want to be a director. But I do not, because I know my intellectual limitations, and I know the limitations of my patience. And I can't have more than 4 people in an hour ask me a question that needs an answer.
Unless they're related to you.
It's so true. It is something that, like playing the cello or painting, that I envy and hope in another lifetime I might be drawn to. But I think in this life, I just want to admire it from a small distance and be glad when my capabilities come into the orbit of a director that I just live to serve and impress.